Hi there folks, and welcome to my channel. I'm doing some stash busting today, making these little pockets. They're kind of cute, and they're really simple to make. They're made from two pieces of 6x6 card. Um, can be any sort of 6x6, but I like to use the double-sided. So because I haven't got any double-sided 6x6, I've cut down two pieces of 12x12, so I'm able to make four of these little pockets from two sheets, sorry, of 12x12 paper, double-sided. Doesn't have to be double-sided, but it helps, and I'll explain that as we go through. So this is the one that I've made and decorated up a little bit. So we've got a pocket on the front with a tab. We've got a pocket there with another tab. We have belly band pockets here. Now these are extras that I've added. Another tab there, which is another extra I've added. Then we've got a pocket here. Then there's a pocket over here. A pocket here that you can add. And on the back we have another two pockets. Now this one I've decorated and added some extra little tags and stuff, but let me show you the other one, which is what we're going to make now, which is just as it comes. Oops, the other way around. That one goes there, that one goes there. So let me just show you what we're going to make. So that's the one I've decorated up a little bit. I'll probably do a bit more to that before I'm finished, but this is the one that we're going to make. So two pieces of 6x6 cards, and this is what you can get from it. So we've got the pockets on the front. We can make those two little tabs. Then we can also make the belly band here. Probably that way you can see better. Belly band there. We can make that pocket in the back there. We can make that little pocket over here, there, and a pocket there. And then we can make these two pockets on the back. So there's that one there, and there's that one there. So let's get started. Let's pop that back there. I'm going to decorate that one up later as well. So there's very little waste with this one. It's a very economical way of doing it. So you'll need your two 12x12 pieces of paper or cardstock. So I'm going to put that one to one side because that's going to make all my tabs and pockets, and this one is going to be my my cover. So take that one, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off 1 inch. So we're going to make this 5x6. So there we go. So we're going to take that piece, don't throw it away, we need it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply fold this in half, and the easiest way I find of doing this is to buff it right up to the buffer there, and then bring this over the top and buff that one up, and then bring in my bone folder and fold it down, and that way you get a really good you know, it's level. Okay, so let's just do that again like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get your corner rounder and just round all four of those corners like that. And this is as much waste as we're going to do apart from on our tags. So we do that corner round that, and then we're going to ink up all of those edges, all the along the crease line, all around the edges, both sides. Flip it over and ink up all of that as well. I'm not going to do that, life's too short, but you know what I mean. So I'll pop that there. Then I'm going to bring in my other 6x6 piece of card. Now this one, I'm going to go do this slowly because you need to get these measurements right. So first of all, if it's direction, well, best not to use directional, because we're going to be cutting it in lots of different ways, and if it's directional paper on either side, then that is going to affect, and you're going to end up with things on its side, upside down, all sorts. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off a 1.5 inch strip. So just take it doesn't matter which way, as long as it's non-directional paper, take off that 1.5 inch strip. Now that 1.5 inch strip we're then going to turn, and we're going to cut that at 5. Okay, so now we have a 5 inch strip, and this is going to be one of our little tags. So I'm going to put that to one side away from everything else so I know where it is. So this again I would ink up all the way around, bringing our big piece back in. I'm now going to turn it, so that's my 5 inch side. I'm going to turn it to the 6 inch side, and I'm going to cut this at 2.5. So there's our 2.5. I'm just going to cut all the way up on that. So the 2.5 piece, I'm now going to turn sideways, and I'm going to cut this at 2 7/8. So 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So it's just the one tag below the 3, and I'm going to slice that down. Now that piece that I've just cut off, that is my other tag, so I'm going to pop that over there with my other one out of the way. Now this piece is going to make, it's going to make this piece here, this back pocket. So before I go any further, I'm going to decide which side I want the paper. Do I want it that way round, or do I want it that way round? And I want it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my corner rounder, and I'm now going to cut off corner round that one corner so that it then matches there. So very carefully do that so that can go there. Now I'm going to pop that with the rest out of the way. So I'm going to bring back my last piece, and I'm just simply going to cut this in half. So it should be 4.5, which it is. So I'm just very simply going to cut it, just get that rid of that tiny little bit. So I'm just going to cut this in half, which is 2.25. So 2.25. Oh, I meant to say at the top of this is not my idea. I saw this on another channel. It was Twigs and Toms, but I'll leave the link below so that you can go out and check out her channel as well. So I've cut that in half. Now I'm not finished with my trimmer just yet. What I want to do now is bring in my pencil, and I'm going to measure in on one of them. I'm going to measure 1/2 inch. So it doesn't matter which side you do it. So I've done 1/2 inch, so I've gone in across there. So there's 1/2 inch there, and I've marked it. I'm going to now turn it to this corner all the way around, and I'm now going to measure 1/2 inch from this end. So I'm just going to put it by my inch mark there. That's 2 inches, but it doesn't really matter. Measure to 1/2 inch and make a mark. Simple as that. Then I'm going to pop it back in my trimmer, and I'm going to line up. So there's my 1/2 inch mark at the top, and I've got it on the line there. My 1/2 inch at the bottom, I've also got it on the line there. I'm just going to measure that up, making sure that the bit in the middle is all lined up, and then I'm just simply going to cut that off like that. Now with this one you can measure again, or the easiest way I've found is flip it over so that we've got the two pieces facing each other, so the two matching sides, and it doesn't matter whether it's that side or that side. So I'm just going to flip it over like that, measure it up so it's over it, and then I'm just going to get my pencil and run a line down. Just makes life a little bit easier for me on that one. So I'm going to again line it up, and I'm going to cut like that. So now we have that. Okay, and the last thing we do before we pop our trimmer away is we bring back that piece that we cut off our first 6x6. So that is, at the moment, that's 1 inch, no, yeah, 1 inch by 6 inches. We want it to be 5 inches, yeah, so 5 inches. So I'm just going to cut that last inch off. Keep that because we'll be using that as well. So I'll pop that over there. Okay, then what you're going to do is, if you want, you're going to go and ink it all up. Okay, I've already done that with my other one, so I'm just going to pop this to one side. That's the benefit of using one large sheet of 12 by 12. I can just prep and do a blue Peter, and here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, so if you remember, I had my 2 tags over there. I've got my papers there, and the bits that came off it there. We've got our 1 by 5 inch, we've got our 1.5 by 5 inch, and we've got our rounded pocket. And the only thing that I've done with this is, I just bring it back in. So the reason we recognise our rounded pocket, because it's got that round on the bottom. And all I've done is I have taken my, I think it's 1.5 inch punch, and there's my rounded bit, and all I've done is taken a little piece out of the top, so that if I turn it over that way you might see better, so that I've got a little finger hole in there so that I can pop things in and out of there. Okay, so I'm going to pop that back with the first set. So now we're ready to make it up. So I want the yellow on the outside, so I'm going to make sure that crease is nice and settled. So I'm going to start on the inside. So I'm going to open it up, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cornered pocket with the finger lift at the top, and I'm going to get my glue and decide. So I want it that way. I'd already made that decision like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on this side, down here, across the bottom and up this side, and then pop it into place. So very, very simple. So yeah, I'll link the channel below that I found this on, and I just thought it was a lovely way of making sweet little pockets that you can use anywhere in your scrapbooks, in your journals, anything you like really. Okay, so I've popped that one on there, and now I'm going to bring these in. So these are the 2 that I want to pop on there, and I've already decided that I want that side and that side, so I want it like that. So with this one, with the larger one, so this one's 1.5 by 5, I'm going to now put glue on that side, and that side on the reverse. So just going to go down both short sides like that, and then along one of the long edges as well. Now the long edge, we must remember, is the one that butts up this side so that we don't have a pocket facing the wrong way. So the way I like to do it is, so this is the edge I've got my glue on, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to buff it up to that crease. So I'm just going to bring that crease, that fold up, so that I can make sure I can still fold that over. I'm going to lay it down, top and bottom, and bring it over again and rub that down. And then that's that stuck. Now I'm bringing in the other page. I didn't like the yellow, so I've gone for the blue. So I'm just going to put blue on the two short edges, and that way we have a belly band going on. And then all the decision you have to make is where are you going to pop it. So you might want to pop it in the middle, you might want to pop it to one side. I like to pop it slightly to the side, but making sure I've still got a bit of the pocket underneath showing, so you have that lip going on there. So now we have our pocket and we have our belly bands. Okay, so that's that side almost done. The last thing we want to do, actually I'll leave that until afterwards. So now I'm going to flip it over. Okay, and I'm working upside down so that you guys can see. So I'm just going to flip it over, and now what I want to do is decide what papers I want where. So I'm looking for that, and I'm going to be gluing that there, and then taking one of my other edges, I'm now going to decide whether I want to put that edge on there or whether I want to put that one on there, and I think I'm going to go for that look. Okay, so again I'm just going to put glue on the bottom and this long side on the other side, the side I don't want showing. So all across the bottom. Oops. As soon as I put my glue down, it all runs to the bottom, so then I have to give it a good shake to get it to work again. There we go, very thin bead of glue. I must get one of those caps actually, the metal ones that make it come out even slower. So I'm going to line it up with the bottom, and I'm lining it up with that crease there. So you can do it like that if you want. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's right, of course it is. Yeah. So you can have it one open, or you can have it the booklet closed, whichever works for you. So that's that one done, and then this one I want to put on the top. Now entirely up to you, I'm going with the pointed look, but if you want to, you can chop it off like I have done with that one. So just to make it a little more of a mirror to the one in front, I've chopped it off, but I'm going to go for the sharp look, which is what I've done on that one. So again, glue on the bottom and the long side. So just those two rectangular 90-degree angled lines. So, and pop that on like that, buffing it up to the bottom. So that's the back done. As I say, it comes together really, really quickly. Okay, so there's the inside. Now this one I want to use on the inside over this pocket. Now, depending on how you feel, you can either put it that side. The issue I have with that side is that the papers are the same, but if you ink down the sides, like I have done there, so if I put a little bit more ink there, you'll be able to differentiate it, be able to see the pocket a bit better, like that. So, and all you would do is come in with your scissors or a pencil, just mark that there and chop that off. so that it's the same height as the pocket underneath. So there's your little bit of waste. So you would glue down the bottom and that end and glue it there. Or what you can do, and what I'm going to do, is I'm going to flip it over and glue it there. Now what I'm going to have to do is bring my corner rounder in again and just corner round that bottom. So I'm just going to pop that in there, around the bottom. I'm going to have to bring my inks back in, and I'm going to pop it on there like that. So again, if you want to, you can cut that so it's flat, so it matches this end. I'm not going to in this case. So flip it over and you're going to put the glue all the way down that long, straight long edge, round the bottom there and along the bottom, and pop that onto there like that. Okay, now I'm going to flip to the front. In fact, I'm going to open it all the way up like that, and now I'm going to pop in my other pocket on the front. So again, very simple. I'm going to go along the bottom and the tall vertical edge. So glue down both sides like that. And I'm going to pop that on there like that. Buff it up to the edge. Sometimes it helps just to open it up and just buff it up to your fingers like that. There we go. And open that out. Now then, going back to your original cuts, you had that little piece that was 1 by 1. So it's 1 inch by 1 inch. Let me pop it in there just to show. So there we go, 1 inch by 1 inch. And what you're going to do is you're going to just cut one of the corners off like I have with that. It's not quite 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, but it's near. So pop that back in there. I've just cut that corner off. I've inked all the way around, and then this is going to go on there to create another very small little pocket. So again, I'm just going to put glue on these 2 edges on the inside so that I can stick it down. There we go. Pop them like that and give that a minute to dry. Now then, you'll remember that I said we had 2 pieces which were for our tags. So it was that one and that one. So all I've done is cut off the corners and I've created those 2 tags like that. As you can see, they're exactly the same size as those. So very simple make for your tags. And then if I just grab my crocodile or whatever it is that you use to make your holes, I'm going to use the big one on the crocodile on the big tag like that. Pull that out. And I'm going to use the little one on the crocodile on this tab. As you can see, I'm not very good at my angles and this tab's gone quite sharp, but still, there we go. So now we have our 2 tags, and that's another one that I've created, same as that one and the same as that one. So there you go, and I've now got all the bits to make another one. So so there you go, folks. A very simple way of using up either 2 6x6 pieces of cards, or in this case 2 pieces of 12 by 12, and it's created those 4 for me, which I'm now going to sit back and enjoy the fun part, which is decorating it up and possibly using it in some of my journals or my scrapbooks. So I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.